Are single mums better mums? That is a question posed by writer and single mum by choice, Lucinda Hart, today. She says, I know that being a single mum makes me a better parent. So she says she isn't distracted by a partner, she doesn't have to argue with anyone on the best way to bring up her children. It's quite a statement. I mean, the first thing I thought is like, well, how do you know? Because you haven't done co-parenting.
Yeah.
I don't think she has, anyway, reading about it. But, I mean, single mum yourself, do you think you'd make a better mother?
Do you know what? I've got to be real with you. I find that statement really uncomfortable because, one, it was her choice to be a single mom. It wasn't my choice. You know, unfortunately, a breakup happens, a situation happens. You don't want to be in that situation. And I think parents, as a single parent, there's been many things I've had to do because I'm on my own and this decision. But I do always think about the things that my children might have missed out on, you know, having that co-parent if it existed within our home. And I think the narrative that this does push as well, for me personally, especially for, you know, couples, you know, with their dads and so on, I feel like it really pushes out the roles of fathers. And I feel like we always forget about single dads and the parts that dads play in relationships, whether they're with the family or whether they're away from the children. And I think that's what my concern is. Look, I know I'm a good single parent and I know many friends and, you know, work colleagues who are in relationships and they're great parents as well. So I think really pushing out that narrative of separating and saying who's better and who's not, I don't think it's good for anyone. Yeah. And I really worry about dads just being, you know, excluded from this whole thing of talking about good parents.
Yeah. And when we say, you know, fathers, dads, Katie, it doesn't have to be female, male, but, you know, it could be two people. I was just saying, I would rather have two people, personally, just to bat ideas between each other, to take a strain off you sometimes. And I know with Eamon, he's a very good mediator between Jack and I, because I'm more, I hate the word disciplinarian, but, you know, I'm the one with a bit more like, no, he can't do that and he can't have that. And, you know,
never.
And Eamon's a bit more loose. He's a bit more loose about it all. So he's been very good. You know, if Eamon, Jack and I were having a row about something, he'd come and go, whoa, what's all this? What's this? I go, well, he wants a television in his bedroom and he's not having it. And he'd go, hang on a minute, before you say he's not, Jack, why don't you want a television release? And I said, because he'll be up all night watching it, Jack. And he said, I won't. I'll only watch it till certain time. And Eamon's very good at that. So on my own, Jack would have been worse off because I'd have said, absolutely no, you're not having television, that's it. I was very stuck in my ways. But Eamon would kind of mediate. Yeah. So I think for having a partner or somebody to just take the strain off.
That soundboard as well. Like, you know, you think in the evenings when it's right, adult time now, we're going to have some pizza, have some wine, and sort of say to each other, God, weren't they a nightmare today? And just have that adult conversation is so important. And you're right, it might not always be the father. It's so important we don't demonise men. You know, strong male role models are really important. It could be grandpa, uncle, or it could be, you know, same sex. It doesn't matter, but you need that there. And I think also not to forget, a lot of women may present as being in a marriage, in a relationship, but they still could be doing everything themselves.
Exactly.
They could still be feeling like they're single mums, existing, taking all the brunt of it.
Yeah, I mean, your mum was a single mum.
Yeah, and I was for a while. I've done single parenting and I've done co-parenting. And, you know, I prefer the latter for all of the reasons that we're talking about, you know, the support and just sort of showing the kids, you know, conflict quite regularly and resolution.
Quite a lot of conflict in our house.
And resolution. But, you know, this lady is probably doing what we all do in our lives a lot, is justifying our own choices. But I don't think that you can be that prescriptive about parenting because, you know, if you're in a great relationship, it's better to co-parent, but if your partner is not a great parent or they're not very nice to you, then you're better off being a single parent. And, you know, one size doesn't fit all, does it?
And this whole bit about her being distracted by your partner, I mean, when we're parents, I find, I say for me as a mum, there's always this kind of thought that there's nothing else to our life apart from being a mother. Listen, that man better distract me, OK? That's what I'm saying.
That's true, actually,
yeah, I'm still a person. I'm still Judy apart from being a mum. We all are, same as dads. So having that companion shouldn't be a distraction. If it is, then obviously there must be an issue around the relationship. But
I do think maybe she's saying she's found a resilience she didn't know she had.
Yeah, but she's saying it's her choice. Yeah, it was her choice, and she's very happy with the choice. And, you know, we're not knocking her at all. We're just saying it's an interesting comment that got us talking. That's why we love Loose Women, because it's just something like that that goes, oh, oh, have we thought about that? Would they make better mums?
Yeah.
You know, so thank you very much, Lucinda Hart, for giving us that conversation today. Interesting.